All right, people, it is a live stream, and in this live stream, we're going to talk about a lot of important things that's going to help a lot of people. Um, we're going to talk about money management. We're going to talk about why you got to be consistent to be successful. It's not just about having good plans, but how consistent you are if you really want to succeed long term. Of course, good plans are key, which a lot of people do lack. Then a lot of people lack discipline, and on top of that, they have they lack discipline, really. They don't have any, they have poor strategies, make tons of mistakes, and miss out on lots of opportunities, and then they wonder why they do not succeed. Well, this live stream, we're going to go over these factors. So it's going to be a live stream that's going to be good for both parties, both members in the group, for constant education, and for new members to why you want to be in this group, because we teach you how to make money the right way, not the wrong way. And mindset, believe me, is a big part of it. Now, just mindset alone will not be why a person fails or succeeds. It's mindset with a good structured planning and good structured understanding. All right, that being said, I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in. Hello, hello. All right, people, so, make sure you pay attention. Hello, Eric. So make sure you pay attention to this live stream, because I got some really great points I want to make about mindset, discipline, and rules. On top of that, a good strategy, right? And which most people lack. Either all these factors, or a few of those factors. But without all of these factors, a success can't be yours. It just won't happen, right? So, also in this live stream, we're going to talk about, we're going to go over about money management, because this is critical. I'm going to tell you some true stories of people that I speak to, all the time, and the mistakes a lot of people do keep making. So, of course, I'm going to keep saying things and saying things and saying things and getting it into people's heads, right? Because it's all here, mental. So we're gonna just give let's give this a little bit more time to get more people to get in. Live stream only be 3 minutes, and again, if you're watching this live stream now and you're missing it, obviously you should listen to this from the beginning, what I'm saying, what we're going to be talking about, but you got to listen to the whole live stream, right? Because you could be missing key information. Now, whether you come to the live stream or not, the benefit of the live stream is that if someone, when I do take a chance to answer a question, if you haven't come to asking a question yet, you're making a mistake that you could have asked me a question on, then whose fault is it that who can you blame but yourself for not making the dollar bills, right? Because it's not like I don't tell people a lot of things. Listen, people, I keep telling people a lot of things, right? Hello, people. Hello, Job School. I keep telling people a lot of things, okay? And they don't listen. There are people who don't listen, and I'm telling you, I've been dealing with people many years, right? And I always find out that reason why a person, and people don't take the advice, they don't study the videos that I say, they don't listen to the live streams, they listen to their stupid self, the head that keeps making them lose money. They don't listen to, and that's another thing. Why would you make more money listening to someone giving you the right advice? Because sometimes that's what we need. We need to be motivated. We need to be told, hey, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Do it like this instead, right? Because that's what I had to tell my own self. See, I had nobody to tell me, do it like this. I had to go through the process of making the mistakes and then watching myself being 20 times ahead had I just followed the rules that I had in my head, right? we're talking about in the past, right? So I know why people don't succeed. And unless you get all the right ideas in your head going, you will never succeed, because it's like I said, there are these, I call it just simply with weather. You've got the sunny days and then the rainy days, right? So the sunshine days, everybody likes sunshine days, right? But the thing is, if you're not prepared to catch the sunshine days will come whenever they want to come, right? They're not going to, you don't choose them. Every day we think is going to be a sunshine day, you know, in theory, right? That is what everybody wants. Everybody wants to make dollar bills every day, right? That's not the reality, right? Because if it was that simple, well, everybody would be making money. So everybody's looking for that special magical, I told you the reason. You got to line up all your ducks. All the factors have to line up, right? If you don't line up everything, you can't succeed. So let me talk about an example of a stock. Because, you know, it was really interesting here. CRON. I want to make this point here. Okay. So a while ago, we were in this position, and let's see, make sure it's the, okay, it shows it up to here. Okay, so we were in this position, okay, this stock, and what happened was we got stopped out this day here, okay, and then the stock reversed, and I had people message me, oh wow man, the krone is starting to go. I said, oh, it's okay, we're leaving it alone, it's not acting correctly. So I had a rule in place: when things don't work out, right, if I get stopped out for reasons that I believe are correct, I leave the stock alone, I move forward. Now, instead of being in krone, I had got into Apple and killed it in Apple, holding Apple properly. Now we're going to get into the winning trades on holding them properly. So the methodology between the krone plan and Apple plan, the ideology was the same. But as I explained to people, the market still has unpredictable factors, things where even if you check your checklists from left to right, something goes wrong. So you've got to understand that. So as I had told people, we're going to leave it alone. It happened to actually go up. But in the end, did it really go anywhere? No, it chopped and it went lower. And my experience is this: 9 out of 10 times, not that it was going to go, it's going to be going nowhere, chopping. I didn't really care about krone anymore. It was going, but other people, I got messaging when it was going up, thinking, should we get back in? Should we get back in? My answer was no. And lo and behold, PowerGroup Trades massively correct again. Listen, I know what I'm talking about, right? When I know, it's a mental strategy I have. I know when to fold them and leave them alone. Because we can go into new winning plans that fix the problem and put you massively ahead. Now, that is the difference between me and any service out there. They can't do it like this. Okay? So I already know that what I do wins, guaranteed. But if you don't have the right mental psychological and you're not taking all the trades and you're not holding them properly, in my group, okay, I had all kinds of winning plans in BA. Well, guess what? Happened to be some people decided to jump in BA on the 6th plan. Now, the 6th plan didn't work out so far. Anyways. So here's the reasoning why you've got to take, and you got to have position size. If you're missing the winning plans, as soon as you go into something that doesn't work, then you decide to miss the next. Let's say, I'll give you an example. So we go into BA, and that 6th plan doesn't work, but then we jump into something like an Apple, and that works. What happens is the person who missed all the Apple plan, BA plans, jumps in on the end one, then misses the Apple, jumps into, you follow? When you miss consistency and holding properly things, you're going to miss the gains. So even the best strategy in the world, there's no such thing as perfect winners, right? The key is, are you catching the real gains, right? And I've demonstrated with my system that we do that. If the market was easy, again, I repeat, it doesn't matter if you have the best stock picking in the world. Without the right management ideas, you're going to fail the same way. See, I position size myself, and I understand one thing, and every time I get into something that I could lose. But what I do is I try to look at holding the position, can I get out? And again, more often than not, I get out with either a break even or profits. But there are going to be losses going to happen. And it doesn't really matter to me when I'm catching the big winners. But if I miss the winners, here's the problem here. If you miss the winners, that's where you lack the power, right? Because as soon as you get into a loser, you miss the winner, you get into a loser, and then the next one forward could be the big winner, right? Because our winners outpace the losers. So for example, we looked at Apple. So let's say the option value of Apple was $500. The option went 3 times, not 300%, but 150, which is 150, 150, 150, right? Sorry, 500, 500, 500. So the options value per option was the most you could lose was, and that's sometimes a very rare case that we take a full loss on something. It's rare, it happens, but it's a rare case. But for example, if you the max you can lose on an Apple plan is the option you're in, the $500, but its gain could be double or triple. 500, 500, 500, right? So you got to look at it that way. Same thing with stuff like BA. When BA did, killer gains. The 790s went to 2.1, right? So 2.1, 2,100, right? So you follow. The winners, they put you ahead, but if you miss the winner, and then you can catch a loser or one that doesn't perform, this is where mentally a person starts going nuts. He starts thinking, no, I should do this, I should sell now, I have some problem. And they miss the gains. And so it's a repetitive problem. Okay. So back to the SPY. So I hope I just explained something very powerful. I want people to make sure that if you missed anything in the live stream, you rewind and go back and listen, because I am giving some really good psychological and tips for you to study and think about. Okay, what about when you miss the trades, right? That's the problem a lot of people do. They miss out on the gains. And another thing I hate doing, and I've demonstrated in my group, I step by step how I held Apple gain. For example, we were in the Apple April 18 180 calls. The first position, half of the trade went, we got 100%. I said to everybody, let's take 50% off. Then I held the other 50%. And it happened to go against. I held. Right? Some people may have said, I'm going to get out of this, forget it. Got scared out, right? Why? If you're up already, right, and you're still up on the winning trade, why would you want to get out when it could pay? And guess what it did? It actually paid another 100% on top of the 100% practically. Or, you know what I mean? Like, instead of getting $1,000, you got 1.7K. Practically 1.7, it was minus 10, but we'll say 1.7 and make it so. Instead of 10, 1,000, you got an additional 700 per option for holding properly. Now, that does help, right? Because if you get into a loser in an option that happens to cost, let's say, $300, what difference is it to you? Because you're already up on other positions, right? Obviously, we want everything to be a winner, but then the winners will always put us ahead. It's when we miss out on what's good, when things are rolling for us, right? You don't want to miss out on. And again, it's hard because sometimes what's going to happen is this. Again, I'm going to explain this. So you can do all the right things. You take 100% and then you're trying to get more on the runner, but it happens that you have to, we stop out at 50. You said, I just missed out 50% gains. Yes, but you could have missed out 100% gains, an additional 100% when it moves, when this market is trending properly and you get stopped out for the wrong reason. And then you miss out on those huger gains that were yours. They were yours. You were already in a winning position, right? And so a lot of people are cutting their winners too quickly. This is something like a typical no skill, like a stock con would do, right? Because they see and they run. Because they are wrong so much, right? See, they don't understand what I'm talking about. So the typical loser mentality is to take your profits and run. They got no skill, right? I never seen it that way. What I see it as I can't stand missing out that 300-400% winner that I have the right methodology to miss. That I do not like doing is missing winning plans that I'm already inside, that I worked hard for. Because every plan you get into, we want to win, right? Now, when there's a momentum going, if there's something, sometimes we've got to get out and we've got to get out. There's going to be fundamental reasons I look at in the market and situations. But then it's just the way it is. The market can have these certain situations where it looked like it was going to do something, it didn't, and it's part of a natural situation. But the minute you start swaying your rules for the wrong reason, you start to sell for the wrong reason. And what happens is you don't have consistency anymore. Okay? And that's what my group does. My group and what I do with the group, and I show people and I type and I explain things, is that, and that's why I do these live streams, by the way. I do these live streams to educate and help. Because without the right mindset, it doesn't matter if I tell you to do this, I tell you to do that. You don't do it. You do it. You do it the wrong way. And I had a member, for example, I've had members that going too big, and then they're worrying. Oh, what's going on? I go, what's the problem? And then they tell me the size. That's the problem, right? So let's go over positioning size for an example. I always say to people, you still, the more money you have in an account, the more the odds are in your favor. And one of the reasons being is that it allows you to do the right thing, but also you still got to position size yourself properly inside of whatever size account you have. So for example, let's take someone with $5,000. You wouldn't want to be getting into 10 options, okay, and putting 80% of your account in problem. Because that one stock could be a problem where the other one could be the huge winner. And the other one could come back and break even, and the other one puts you in a winning hold. So what I'm getting at is that you've got to position size properly. So an example, even 5K and doing 2 options at once, it's still a little bit hard. And I would even suggest 1K and the person's going for 100%, and it's going to be a lot slower. 10K is even better, because with 10K going in with 2 contracts per plan, you can't lose with my system. With all the right plans, between taking losses and wins, you're going to win. And you're going to always have the cash ready. But if you don't have cash when you need to have cash ready because you're over-positioned yourself, and then you miss out on something that would really help you out, that's where you go mentally crazy. A person then loses money, and they go crazy, and they fall into and then they think that there's a better way, and then they get lucky here and there, and then they fall in the ring around the rosy bad trap. Let's see if there's any questions, quick questions here. Okay, no questions. So good. I'm talking to the people that are listening. And again, people who don't make it to the live stream, they can then listen to the live stream. A lot of people do. The thing about these live streams, people do listen to them. So that's why I tell people to listen to them carefully, because a lot of information I do speak. The only difference with a live stream is somebody has a key question, I can answer that question, which then in turn not only helps that particular person, but could also help somebody else. So it's a win-win, right? But it's about people taking advantage of a situation, right? When the situation occurs, right? So, so what did I say? So I talked about some position sizing. Yeah, so I always recommend people, like I have people who've come into my group and they just have the account size is totally wrong, right? Listen, you gotta think of it this way. If you try to open a business, it's high risk and you need a lot of money, 100,000. The market's the only place left. I'm gonna assure you there are hundreds or thousands of people that need my help. If they knew who I was, that I can give them a chance to make money. And a small, honestly, 5 to 10,000. Well, I recommend even 10,000. To be honest with you, right? But minimum. But 5 can be done. It's just that's a little bit harder, and I suggest to go small. You have to, because it's about winning the big picture, not getting all your money in one shot, not trying to score that lucky bat, you know. That's what some people think. And sometimes you get lucky. You know, I had a guy, for example, I had a member that went in quite big. It worked out for him, but what if it didn't, right? He went in way too big, right? What if it didn't work? It worked out, right? And that's the reason that I keep telling people, what if it doesn't work out? You've got to understand that what if it doesn't work out, that there's a loss to be taken. Now, if you are going to get out of a position for the wrong reasons, out of fear, and then watch yourself miss gains, that's where the trouble all starts. So I talk about doing everything for the right reason. You know, I'm saying this, I've said this many times, but even when we do everything correctly, it doesn't matter. You're still, the outcome still is a loss. And that's okay, because if there was a perfect way, in fact, if you try to be perfect, in other words, you would not get it, never go into something. There would always be something, or you barely go into the market, basically. It's always going to be a reason. Oh, it's moved up too high. Maybe it's, you're going to always have a fear that will cloud your judgment and make you miss out on it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You will not last long term. The way most people think. In what I'm talking about in my group, in my rules, I tell everybody, you need to get into all the plans. You need to hold all the plans properly, right? I'm in the plan. So when I'm losing money, I already know what's going on. But I'm always thinking, what's going on? What should we be doing? How do we get our comeback? How do we make our money? How can we turn this into a very strong positive? All these factors, just like back in January. Listen, in December, we had a month that was really difficult, and I screamed and I told everybody this market's going down for the wrong reason. And of course, I was hugely correct. Okay, and I wasn't just correct by a little bit. Let's take a look at the SPY. I mean, can we take a look here? Let's take a look. Let me just zoom this out a bit. Right. So, okay. So as you can see, we had this downward, but the market, of course, we poppy action. We made our gains, right? And when the market was, a lot of people like a stock bookie clown, right? The guy probably thought the market would bounce and then go drop down. This is why that guy is quiet, doesn't make live streams, he's quiet his mouth, right? Because he's baffled by the market, right? All he will do is say, because this is why I talk about the stock clown is because he's a perfect example of mental issues here. He doesn't understand that he wants to control the market. He thinks, I don't know, he has, people don't understand that there's a lot of people with bad advice out there, right? That they don't want to admit that they're wrong, never will. And then at the same time, as soon as they're right, they're screaming, yeah, look. And they're so wrong most of the time. I, on the other hand, talk about it on a much different level. I talk about my winning plans, but I also say that we're going to have losers along the way. And they're okay as long as we're catching the winners. Right? And like I said, I did my stats, and my winners are a lot bigger than the losers. So, remember that you can only lose the certain amount, but those options, some of our options, many of our plans have gotten hundreds, 150, 200% gains. And those ones there really, really help out. There's times in the market where you're flat. There's times in the market where we shouldn't even go into the market. It's not even worth it. Both sides lose, both the bulls and the bears lose, right? So we always want to try to go into the market. In fact, this week I expected the market to be better because we had pulled back. We did get some signals, but the market since then, all we entered was one plan. That's it, one new plan. I already know that certain things, and everything really pretty much chopped. So we didn't get into more plans, and that is safety and having money ready to get into something to get in maybe 2-3 plans that could just pop one after another, win, 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 win. We're making the money, and I'm preparing for that. See, I'm not looking to double down. That's another thing. People doubling down. No. Forget about doubling down. Why should I double down on a performer that maybe something else could perform a lot better? So I will go into that one. Right? It was like, for example, Apple. I'll put up Apple. I mean, look, Apple at certain months this year was a sucky performer. But I want to make this point. It's perfect point. It was a sucky performer in January and February, right? But just now, recently in March, alone here, we killed it. Just alone. And we were in this plan, and it killed it, the April plans. Imagine, we went into 2 winning Apple plans. One that took, one that took a month for the 100% because it was choppy. Pop, then we got it. Then we got into another one. I think we got it over here. So we got the chop, we got the pop, got the gains, and then we went into it again. The April one was a bit of a difficulty, only to be a massive winner. The way I handled Apple was the same. Why did I win? Because I understood the market conditions. I understood that the Apple was doing all the right things. So 180 calls were cashing out at what was this day here, a few days ago, right? I hit max gains as much as I possibly could. I demonstrated it in the group. You see? That's what a lot of people need. They need leadership like this. They won't do this on their own. Your own mind will self-defeat you, right? People are too lazy, too dumb. And this is a reality. I'm going to tell you right straight in the face. There's too many dum-dums and lazies out there. A very clear indication. Well, look at the obesity rate in the United States and Canada, right? It's huge, right? So lack of movement, too much watching Netflix, whatever. You know what I'm saying, people? Lack of discipline, lack of movement, you name it. I'm mastering the opposite end of it, right? Things that people don't understand, right? They think that I'm mastering 3 components, right? 3 components that have to be in sync for optimum health. And I'm assure you people don't have those components. So what makes you think they have those components mentally in the market, which is one of the most difficult environments in the world? Do you think the market, if the market was easy, people call it a casino because they don't have no idea what it is. They don't understand what I'm talking about. So they call it a casino. And then they use the put call. They use the put call spreads and all these things. You'll never see them catch the gains I make in my plans. Never. Because they're looking for a way to not lose money. As soon as you're looking for a way not to lose money, you lose money. You know why? You're trading with fear, right? So this is the way it is. We will win, but there is that work. That's why I say people to study the videos. You see the winning, because all the winning plans show you something. They show you that psychology, right? And you see it for yourself. And then on top of it, what I've been doing is, like before, I wasn't doing the management. I was just putting out the plans, putting the confirmation, but that wasn't, it seemed to be enough. Then I added in the, I started adding in the, what's it called? More information, like everything, stop, everything. More of management. Still, there will be people that weren't, they were still making the wrong decisions and then wonder why they were losing. Well, so then I started to give more. So you understand, there's so much information I have to give to people, and they still, doesn't mean that they will succeed unless they would do one thing, is actually really listen to the advice and take it, right? If they say, nah, it's okay, I'm going to go and buy way more options, I'm not listening to that guy, forget it, I'm going to go buy 15. They get lucky, they win on that one plan, right? But then another plan comes out and that doesn't work for them. Now they're crying, oh! You see what I'm getting at? Is that they went too big, and then when they don't cry on the win, but they cry on the loss. So you can't win like this. This is the reality. You cannot win. Now, even if you have all the psychological part, the problem is strategy. A lot of people have poor strategy. Like for example, if you're trying to make money like a stock clown, right? You're guessing, assuming the markets should be doing this, should be doing that. Well, I'm going by what the market's saying, right? when the market was going down, I already could see by how stocks were acting that this was ridiculous. This thing is going to come back for us. That doesn't make sense. What's going on? What I was seeing, right? I knew the market was driven by fear to the downside. Of course, a lot of people are fearful. See, so that's why we have these overreactions to things, right? So what I'm getting is that you're dealing with a lot of factors in the market. But a strategy that minimizes the falseness of anything. And then sometimes things move downwards for the wrong reasons. And they snap back up because the reason was wrong, right? And sometimes they do not. Like for example, in the stock Krone. Krone did something that I believe was wrong. Its action was unreadable, right, to me anymore. So it started to go. I had people message me, should we get back in Krone? I said, no. Forget it. Forget that stock. It's going up. It's going up, though. Forget it. Now I'll put up Krone again. PowerGroup Trade massively correct. Listen, I got too much skill, people. I got too much skill and experience. If I say something is no good, it's no good. Now, at the same tone, could Krone worked? Of course it could. But mentally, I already know that if I am looking to perfect and get revenge trade something, it's not worth it. And in the end, the stock is still lower than when we sold it here. So we sold this day over here, is lower, right? It never went anywhere, it chopped, and I knew that. I already knew that by how I gained metrics that you cannot see. I knew it was a failure, and I said, I'm leaving this alone. I'm not going to focus on this shit, this garbage stock now. Forget it. It looked good. Something's off. It's becoming no man's land stock. We leave them alone. But a lot of people, no, they don't leave it alone. They revenge trade until it destroys them. A stock can destroy. I know this from, I know people that I had to fix mentally on this issue. You know, I'll give you an example. There's a stock called BlackBerry, BB. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to explain this to you people because I was dealing with this board, okay? And I told them there was a lot of problems with the stock. To this day, the stock remains a $10 stock. Okay. Years ago, I can go back and see it. Even in 2014, 15, I told people this stock was a problem. They laughed at me. Blah 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 blah. Blah. I said that Apple would outperform. Now, by the way, when BlackBerry was a $10 stock, and Apple was below 100, I told people that Apple would outperform BlackBerry on the nominal side. Like it'll be 100 plus 10, 100 plus 20. You follow? 100 plus. Of course, to this day, I'm right. Why do I able to make these kind of calls? Experience. Knowing that a stock has problems to avoid it. To this day, there are people that, you know, look at, imagine it's going back up. Back down again, had a low thing. Do they play this shit trap? We don't do that. I don't even look at a stock like this, first of all, but I'm giving you an example that a lot of stocks, people are in traps. They are playing the support. They're playing something that's not worth their time. And it ruins them. A lot of people get ruined in the market because they're obsessed with being right, like a stock clown, right? Only to be wrong. Look at, just like BA, people. I'm going to put up BA here. I mean, I tell you the story, no word of a lie. But, you know, Stock Clown has been wrong. Let's see if we can see it on the chart here. Yeah. Since the 176 area, right? There are documented video plans on my YouTube on BA showing winning plans as it was 176. And I can tell you, I got flack for this. I had trolls telling me, what are you talking about? This thing's too high. To this day, this stock made new highs this year. We caught 5 winning plans. So listen, people, I know what I'm talking about. People have a lot of mental issues. They don't even know, even if you give them the plans. That's why a lot of these services ruin people, because they give them all these picks and people think that, look, but are they getting into all their picks? No. And so if I was to put 20 plans out there and I'm not in them, this is where people don't understand this. It's not the same thing. Because in order to win, if you're going to all 20 plans, if you're putting up plans you cannot get in yourself or to the target audience, how are you helping them? By overflooding them? Then saying, look, we won here, but they couldn't get into all of them. They couldn't get into all the plans. And I gave one of the biggest culprit is Dan Zanger, where he's throwing out plans left, right, and center, not following his own rules. I tell you, this is why I already know out there what's out there. That's why I'm doing something different in my group. See, I did something different in my group, so why would you want to become inside of PowerGroup Trades? Well, it's performance. If we make money, right, and we did well, and you did well, you send a gift. If we don't make any money, we're not doing well, don't send anything. But in most other groups, it's not like that. It's pay per the month, and whatever happens, happens. You don't like it? See you later. And they don't have that same care and management that I do in my group. So they don't do the education, they don't do the live streams. No, you got to go pay for that extra. You got to go fly over to fly over to the U.S. if you're not in the U.S. Go to a hotel, book 300 whatever seats that are available. Pay a $3,000 ticket for a few weeks and think that if you finish that three-day course, you're going to be somehow a master, being able to take the trades that the master Dan Zanger doesn't take his own self. Now, if you like that, go ahead, make money from those people, right? Or you can come into my group where I teach people the truth, tell them, get them into the least amount of plans possible so that you can succeed. And then if you're making money, I've had a lot of people send me, then you send me a gift. Now, that I think is a better metric, right? And then because you're growing your account, because you're helping, and then of course the gifts can become larger, right? So my investment is I rather have how people make money so that they can send money instead of, if I charge some obscene money and I don't even make a performance for them, why would they want to join the group? Then there are people that won't join the group because they don't have a large account. And if I charge an obscene amount of money to make the money, but what if I did it the opposite way? I make the money, they follow my rule, I make the money, they send me a gift. Right? That's an honest approach of doing something, right? That's what most services won't do. They want to get your money right away. They don't care. So, you see what I'm getting at, people? That's the difference between PowerGroup Trades and out there. It's very different. And this idea came from because of the people saying, I go to myself, why do I want to do a service for? For what reason? When people are in my group, we're active, we're helping other people, and they make money, they send gifts because they can. And it's out of free will. Listen, if I have no record of, you have to want to send me the money. I can't get the money unless you, I can't ask, you don't want to send me the money, well then, I can't get the money from you. You have to actually want to send me the money. And people, they do, right? They want to stay in the group, right? They send the money. It's time, you did well. Well, I didn't follow the, well, if you didn't follow, what do you want from me? So what I'm getting is that people who do stay in the group and do send money have seen the value and they make money, but they've made money first before they were able to send the money. I gave the advice first. So I want to make money just like everybody wants to make money, and I'm very confident that I will make everybody money, or why would I bother doing this? There's no point. Might as well shut everything down, right? Because if I can't produce, then why am I going to bother doing this for? For what? There's no one will send me money this way, but I know that the people who are within my group, and there's going to be people new, hundreds of people need this help because they're not able to make enough money in their jobs. Number one. Number two, they hate their jobs. They want to get out of their jobs, but they're not going to make enough money to be able to do that, right? So you follow, I already know that this metric exists, so they go and try things. People are trying things. They're running the groups. PowerGroup Trades different, free. Come in, but follow the rules. I tell people, don't come in this group. I have videos. I'm telling people, do not come in unless you have a certain. You've got to know what I'm about. I want to know why. I want to know that you studied my videos. I don't. What's the point of putting somebody in my group for what? They won't if they won't make any money because they don't want to follow the rules. What's the purpose of putting people in the group? For what? It's a waste of time for both sides, for me and for them. There's no purpose, right? The rules I put in the retweets and likes, it helps a person engage and pay attention and seeing for themselves, hey, I missed that trade. What did I do wrong? Oh, and they see it for themselves and they watch it. You got to watch your wrongs and rights. That's what I did to become successful. You got to look at these things. You can't sweep it out of the rug. Wrong, right, wrong, why, and fix it. Then you become a champion this way. PowerGroup Trade helps you become a champion. Free. We both win. See, you succeed. I'm happy. You're happy. You send the gifts. But if you're not happy, why you want to send me money? I don't even want the person's money. Why would I want money from anybody? For what? Because you made no money? I'm going to want money from you? Why? Makes no sense. But you have to do that with a service. Oh, you happen to catch a couple of bad breaks? Too bad. Still got to pay. Not with me. No way would I want something from somebody if we haven't made the money. Why should they send me anything for? But if you win, though, here's the thing. If you're doing really well and I helped you mentally and you're succeeding, then I'm pretty sure you're going to be happy to send a gift. And that's why PowerGroup Trades is different, people. All right. Let's see what, management tips help trades without fear. When you have a plan, the confirmation instructions are clear. My question, do you know the support levels as you set up the plans? No, the support levels are adaptive. In other words, they can change. Sometimes we don't even need support levels because the plans are moving so well. So it's an adaptive measurement. There's no that doesn't work either. So that's what I'm getting. I think I've answered that before. Everything's an adaptive measurement. Every day the market does something, new information. Every day is a new information day. And I already know we need confirmation in some key stocks. And without that, we're stuck. We will not be getting to any new plans until we need the right stocks to start to work. And they will. They could work. They could start working in 2 days from now, next week. That I can't control. What I can control is knowing that I can't, I have to not stop committing money until I see that there's a reason to commit money, to make us the money, to get us forward, and so on and so forth. Because I want to make money every day. However, I know that it's not going to happen because the market doesn't do what we want. It does what it wants. And sometimes you're doing all the right things and you're still going to get a little bit setbacks, but it's okay. Consistency, money management, and we win. 5 winning plans in BA. I did it the same method. Adaptive measurement. I put the stock. I demonstrated in the group. Everybody saw it. I did everything. Do you put roughly equal amounts in each plan? Yeah. You know, sometimes I might go a little bit more. For example, on the stocks that are more reliable, like Apple, for example. Something like an Amazon, even though it is good, I never go as big as an Amazon because they're weekly options, and if anything goes wrong, it's not like an Apple where when you have more time and you have the closer option strikes, right? So again, these variables, there's no stagnant answer. That's the reason, the reality. It's an adaptive measure, and through experience and through I look at the charts, I make an adaptive measurement of what should we do in the situation here. And even with that being said, doesn't mean that you're not going to. I try to prevent losses, but sometimes you just can't. You did all the right things, and the market was not beatable that particular time. It's okay. We don't have to win every time, but if we catch the big winners and we understand those factors and we position size properly, like the one thing, if I'm going in an Apple plan and you don't go into it, why would you not go into one of the most reliable winning? For me, Apple's very reliable. I had, listen to me, 0 losses in Apple this year. Even though I was losing in one of my plans, I told you, I let that plan go It actually gained me 50%. I went into another Apple plan. It gave me another 100. Then another one that took a little bit longer, 100, followed by another one with 100 and 150%. Four winning plans in Apple, 0 losses, same methodology. Just I had to adapt to each situation of each Apple's transitions. Okay. Again, if it was easy, everybody would be making money in the market. But you got the big picture leader here, having the skill that most people never have in their life. And even if they have, even me on their side, if they're not following my instructions, listening carefully, studying, they're still going to fail. Why? Because they won't do what I say. They'll still do what they say. Most people need that. You're going to make a lot of the wrong decisions yourself. We have our own enemy here, self-defeating enemy right here in your mind. Right? I'm telling you the truth. Hello, Sandro. Can you discuss a little bit on Amazon? Yeah, well, Amazon could still be a win, but it's like I said. It acted. We started right this week, but the whole week was this kind of like you're screwed type of thing. So for me, it very well. I already have it as it could be a write-off. It could be, and I say it could be, and it may not be. So I already have it in like I'm looking to get my money back, but without power coming in from the market, it's an impossibility. It can happen. The market could show the power next week, right? And therefore I need to get into another Amazon plan. But right now, without something like I have a plan that has to confirm that I already see we need probably, unless it can confirm, I already know the situation, what the problem is, right? So what I do know is I did everything in my power to make the right call for Amazon. But it doesn't mean that you're going to win all the time, right? Amazon has been like this for me all year. We catch some wins, we got losses. We still have more wins than losses, but we got our losses in Amazon. Whereas BA has been much more successful, and so has Apple. And this is how it goes. Some stocks are just going to bang out more winners. I mean, the sixth plan of BA was one of those things where if I would have used more of a daily confirmation, we could have avoided it. But it was so strong that action that it did that day. So it wasn't like I did everything. It was the perfect situation with BA, but at the same time, there was a bit of a safer measurement. But that power was again, when you're coming off of 5 winning trades, like I said, mentally it's very hard not to want to try to catch it, right? But in theory, one of my rules could have avoided BA. But again, I look at the big picture, and I know that we will catch. Even there's still time. I guarantee you, when I see the right action, I'm looking to fix things all the time and put us forward. That's what I'm always doing, people. But it's a patience thing, you know. I can't do that. When we got to do, when I see the right signals, I use those signals in our advantage. We get in, we make our money, losses disappear. The Apple trade was a loser, 80%. It looked hopeless. Listen to me, people. It looked hopeless, but I knew there was something about it in there that this thing could still go. Lo and behold, 50%. I was happy. I was even telling people, I was happy for a break even. No. Not only did I get 50%, I followed it up with an additional winner. All with my rules. All because Apple confirming it. All, you follow, people. I never added to it. I only went in another position because I got the right signal. It wasn't because I didn't go buy the low and add it to the thing. I just held the position and then got into another position, took that one off, and caught the other one for higher because they were closer. It was the best experience. And at the same time, BA was keeping on winning. So BA's wins were so great that Apple loss didn't bother me. And then the Apple came in and all these wins started coming in. And so we go through these massive win cycles too, by the way. And again, the mindset is to catch max gains, because when you got the winning cycles, If you start thinking like the losing cycles, oh, I should sell, you miss the winning. You see what I'm saying, people? It's so mental, this thing, and you need that strategy that follows rule sets, and then only then will you succeed for sure. But as soon as you start worrying and fearful and getting out and not and just going all over the place, you become you go crazy. Trust me. So I stay calm and I'm focused and I'm looking for how to make that how to make the dollar bills, because it's a couple of other trades. Boom. Sometimes, you know what the best thing to do is not even to get into anything new, which is what I haven't been. Why get into more problems so that you get more frustrated in the baloney movements that the market's doing? Why we wait for confirmation? But even with confirmation, the market still can cause problems. All right. Yeah, I do see another plan. Yeah, for me, for Tesla, I have nothing on Tesla. It's out of favor. I don't talk about stocks that are out of favor. Yeah, of course, you know, with BA, I am waiting, looking for something, but right now there is nothing for BA, you know, and that can change at any time. I'm assure you this. You'll see. Honestly, BA has potential still. Believe me, people, it has potential. It could be next week, though. And all of a sudden, next week, I got another plan. I'm just saying, if I see what I want, we break even or have small losses on the 6th plan, and the 7th plan gives us. And I say that's if, by the way, Tijas, that's if the right circumstances happen, right? If they don't happen, I won't be using BA for my money come back. I could be using another stock. So I'm looking for advantages only. It doesn't have to be BA. If BA doesn't come into where I want it to do, I won't use BA as a comeback stock. You have to understand that. I'm always strategizing. What should we do? What should we do? What's the best? And I'm right on this stuff. Guys, I said to people, you know, I prefer Amazon over Google L, and Amazon outperformed Google L every single time. We were in one Google L plan, but still Amazon outperformed Google L. So I have the ability to narrow things down. That's another part of a strategy. I'm narrowing things down to high probability, because that's another problem. So if I have 10 ideas, I still have to narrow it down to smaller ideas. What are the best of the 10? And I do this to put the odds in my favor for a group. If I recommend a plan, I want us to make money. You have to understand that that's a pressure I have on me all the time. Is I've got to produce. And so every time I put out a plan, PowerGroup Trade already knows that this thing may not work, but we got to go in this because it's high probability, right? And of course they do work more often than not, but I'm getting to it. Everything is calculated to figure out what's best in our odds for this given market conditions. Because every trade is a risk. It's called risk, you know, risk management, right? You know, the bank, if you want something safe, the bank gives you 1%. When you want to make 100% on your money, you understand, people got to understand this. But you don't have to worry. With the right strategy, we will win. Big picture, you want to win big picture. Not the week-to-week things that can happen. You're going to have, remember, I talk about the rainy day. Say this week was a kind of a rainy day. It's boring. Blah. It wasn't exciting like other weeks, right? I know. And I even told people, enjoy the sunny day. We're going to have to go through the rainy days too. It didn't have to come. It could have been a very sunny day. Market's tricky. Market smart, right? Market has, it's not the market. The market has a lot of input coming in from different reasons, right? So we have to play by the rules as best as possible, because that's it. You know, you can't see. I don't want to be like the stock clown, wrong the big picture over and over and over again because I want to guess and I want to think that the market should do. Obviously, I want the market to go up all the time, guys, every day. But it's not, you know that. And sometimes the markets, they bounce very quickly, and sometimes they bounce choppily, like it did this week, right? I did narrow it down, and this is how it goes. But Big picture people, very bright future. When you have a strategy and the right discipline, that's what my group is for. So people, if you're new, you want to study my created playlist, you want to find out, there's a video, pin tweet video on PowerGroup Trades explains how to become a member. You want to listen to it. I want you to succeed, but you can't succeed if you're a person that doesn't want to change their mindset, doesn't want to learn. What good are you going to be in my group? Okay, so the purpose of you being in my group is that you succeed, we all succeed and do well, and then you send gifts, and so we grow other people, other smart members, different size members, larger accounts, smaller accounts. We all helping each other. The members in the group with the larger accounts sending bigger gifts, they're helping the other guys. So they're helping people. You're helping people. While I'm helping you, you're helping other people. It's such a wonderful idea, this thing. Everybody should help out in what they can help out, right? That's the way it should be, right? It's and there are people like this, right? And I told those people that because of you, you're helping other people. Again, it's a big responsibility, right? And I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think that we could be very successful, right? I wouldn't be, but I've been very successful, but it's not easy. Like I said, people, it's not like everybody wants to be they think they're going to go to a service and it's going to be smiley, and that's what they tell you, but it's not true. At least I tell you the truth. And again, it's free to be in my group. You come in, follow the rules, you make money, you send gifts. It's that simple. You don't make money, you don't send me nothing. Then why would I want something from you? I'm a very reasonable person. I'm very reasonable. I say, if I'm asking for something, or if I'm saying something I'm being reasonable about it. I try to be as reasonable as possible with people. But there are people that are just unreasonable. I have to just say, you're no good, I kick them out, and I kick them out, boom. A lot of people I had to kick out, right? A lot of people that didn't follow the rules, that don't understand, that speak ridiculous. I don't have time for them. I can only help the people who want to be helped, right? Let's see here. Thanks for all you do, Sandro. When you prepare for plans, you pay attention to sectors like financial technology. Yeah, of course, I pay attention to whatever's in our favor, EG. Whatever is in our favor, I'm paying attention to and going into those. And even then, we're still going to have problems. I, for one, right now, am preparing on making the dollar bills, right? I'm not letting what's not working for us bother me. I'm managing them, but I'm again planning on making the dollar bills to go forward so that we are ahead. And I know if we're ahead or not ahead. I already know this. So people are asking me if we're done. I already know what's going on. I'm in my own plans. Okay. If I'm losing, if you're losing, so am I. That's the difference. I'm not like the Dan Zanger going into only what he wants to go into and letting people go into all his plans without him going into them. He even admitted this. People don't want to know. You want to know the truth. That's the difference. I already know what's going on. It's managed group. It's very different what I'm doing. I decided to go this format. Versus, I said, why would I? Because the other way is ridiculous. The other format. Yeah. So for me, EG, if I'm not doing well, you're not doing well, nothing's happening. And those periods do happen. But what happens when we're all doing well? And then it's a celebration. Everybody's happy. They're sending gifts. If they're sending gifts, other people are saying, what's going on here? What's this group about? Come in. We help you make money. Free. Come in. Right? It's no 2-week trial. You come in, make money. But listen, if a person's not making money, right, and they're not following the rules and not studying, right, at the same time, I'm holding people accountable. Listen, let's do it the right way, right? You like what I'm talking about. You want to be. Let's do it the right way, people. Right? Let's trade the right way. Let's not miss the gains. Let's make money. PowerGroup Trades, right? I turned I made that coin and it works perfectly. I came up with stuff that makes more sense today now. PowerGroup Trades, right? We're a group. We are in the trades making the money. We're a group, and if we're not making the money, we know that. So I don't need to be told. People tell me, I already know what's going on. I already know. My concern is how do we keep moving forward, and not focus on what's not working, right? So the question is, will we go into BA only if BA gives me a reason to go into it? What's up, stock market investing? What's good? Well, I've been talking about money management, and you'd have to probably listen to the live stream. Oh, look! Wow, I can't believe how the time goes. Wow, guys, I think this is a very, very powerful live stream. I suggest people listen to this whole thing carefully. I really like what I said in this live stream. All my live streams are helpful, really. It's all about, why are we successful? It's not easy to make money. There is a work ethic involved. However, the market is still one of the best places to make a lot of extra money, and it's easier than trying to run a business. Okay, it's a place where a lot of people have a chance. To come up with a $5,000, $10,000 account. I prefer 10, by the way, but minimum. But no 1K. See, when people come with a 1K account, it's possible. But if you catch a couple of, you happen to be on the winning streak of things, right? But anyway, that's another story. You got to look at the market as a business, people. Don't take this. You got to take this market as a business. It's a serious business. You got to run it like a business, right? You have to have a strong strategy, right? This isn't. You don't take this as a gambling, or you're going to play cards, or you're buying you're betting on a hockey game. This is far. The odds are far more in your favor only if you study and you have right focus and you have a good strategy in place. And that's what we have. I have all this stuff already lined up. But huge advantages to people, because what I do is I get us into the best possible trades. That's why we have such a high win rate. Nobody did 5 winning plans in option trades in BA and caught them all. I guarantee you this. The best option traders out there didn't do what I did because they're not as highly focused as I am. So there are a lot of hot air people talking about, listen, you can talk about a lot of things, but if you're not investing into your own plans, then it's all hot air. Right? So, a lot of people out there, it's hot air. I don't need 20 plans to make us money. It's the right plans. Listen, we had a high win rate out of 5, 6 different plans, different types. It wasn't a big list. It really wasn't. I think, what was it? We had BA. Let's talk. We had BA. We had a DE, but DE was a break even. BA, Apple, Amazon. Of course, Amazon many times. Wins and losses in Amazon, but more wins and losses. Ruco, right? Apple again was. Apple was four of our plans. Like just between Apple and BA, those were the most. Like that was a lot of plans just between those alone. Only because they acted correctly. It was just that they acted within the way the market was. Yeah, SQ. We're not focusing on SQ. You're definitely, you must not be in the group, but SQ. There's probably, let me put it this way, kill dip, there are better positions I'd rather get into than an SQ right now. So I wouldn't buy. I'm not telling you that SQ won't go anywhere. I just think that I have a better stock in my mind that I'm telling to the group that I'd rather get into than SQ. That's what I do too. I dial it down. let's see, stock market. Now this guy here, he knows about the market. At least there's one thing about this guy. The stock market is the Wild West. One of the only places average Americans can create tremendous wealth. You see, this guy, the stock market investing guy, he knows what I'm talking about. Listen to what he said here. This is perfect. The stock market is the Wild West. But listen carefully. One of the only places, listen carefully what he wrote there. One of the only places average Americans can create tremendous wealth. But if it was easy, think about this now. If it was so easy, right, wouldn't everybody create tremendous wealth? But they're not, right? That's the reality. They are not. Because they treat the market like a gambling, like a casino. That's why. And I'm telling people, a lot of people treat it like a casino. It's not a casino. It's a highly skilled, focused area. And I'm pretty sure stock market investing agrees with me on that. Is it a gambling stock market investing, or is it a highly skilled? You need to be highly skilled to be successful. You've got to really study and put your work in it. Would you agree on me with that stock market investing? If he's in there, if he's still in here. You still in here, man? Yeah, skill, okay. Skill 100%, highly skilled study and non-stop research every day. Okay, there you go. Hours and hours of, right. What do you think I do all this? And I study, that's what and then people in my group, they don't want to take the time to spend a half an hour, 20 minutes a day going over videos. And then they wonder why they don't win, right? Or they don't listen to my live streams, listen to what I'm saying in the live streams, right? And look at the stock market investing guy. He's agreeing with me, basically. He knows. Hours of research, skill 100%, highly skilled study and non-stop research every day. So, it's not, and basically what he's trying to tell you is just this stuff you got to know, you got to work, right? But it's very, look what he said. Only places average Americans can create tremendous wealth, right? This is where I 100% agree. Because how hard is it to open a business? Good luck. You got to risk 100K, maybe 200K, and you can lose it all. But anybody can scrape up $10,000, we'll say. And you buckle down. You start really slow, like I said, right? 2 option plans. And especially in my group, guarantee you're going to be up. You're going to just grow your account. And then as you get bigger, you go a little bit more, and you get more experience, and you put in the study, and you come to the live streams, and you grow. You're going to go up and down, right? Your account's not going to just go up, straight up, right? But what I'm getting is that it will be higher as the time goes on. But you can keep your money in a bank account, work like a sucker for a company that can easily fire you because they decide to replace you with a robot. And then, you're struggling and you're sweating for some dollars from some other company. When the market, as stock market investing said right there perfectly, the only place average Americans can create tremendous wealth, only place, and this I 100% agree. I can't think of any other place. You're not going to get tremendous wealth in gambling. Gambling is harder than the market. If you think you can be better at a card game, there are guys that are very good with the cards. That's even a higher skill, to be a good card player and be successful at that. Good luck. Good luck on those odds. Or even betting on the gains. Good luck on the odds of being successful. Way higher odds in the market than going to gamble in the casinos. Oh, fuck. Way higher. Would you agree, stock market investing, are the odds in the favor for people who invest in the market or in the gambling casinos? See, again, it's the only place, literally the only place average Americans can create incredible wealth. There you go, people. The only place. So, but it's not easy though. That's the fact. There is that work. And again, I really doing a lot of the work involved in this. The mindset, the planning. I mean, I want to make money all the time. Problem is that things can happen where you don't. But that's okay. The question is, with your skill and your study and your planning, which is what I do all the time, how do you react to it, right? Just like we made this great comeback from the beginning of December, right? From January, right? I did it by signals, by the method, by study, by looking for the info, by focusing. And I actually had my plan. My plan was, and I said this millions of times, was BA. And I was massively correct. I already knew that this stock was going to be a key stock. How it was acting based on markets and all, a key stock. And it was. Where I destroyed old world thinkers that have no skill. Right there. See, stock market, this guy is telling how it is. Not easy. It takes incredible planning plus intense research and study. See? You always have to remember you are putting your hard-earned capital at risk. You know, everybody thinks that, but and the reality is everything is a risk, right? When you drive your car to work, you're taking a risk. Somebody could hit you on the other. But why do you drive to work? Because you have faith that you're going to be able to steer yourself out of problem, that you're going to be able to avoid problems, right? But when you put yourself in a car, you're putting yourself at risk every day. If you open a business, you're putting yourself at massive risk. You're going to have loans, and you won't be able to, if you can't sell that property, you happen to buy it at a bad location, you need to get out of that property. You may have to be stuck at massive losses waiting to sell that property. So, again, stock market investing said it perfectly for me. It's the place. It's the only place, literally, for the average American. And I've said this before. Like, what the hell is $5,000, $10,000? But I can tell you, with that money and the right skill and the right in being in my group, I can definitely help a person grow their account. And I want that. You know, how good is that? How good is that? The person sending me gifts, writing the message, "Hey, thanks, Sandra, you helped grow my account." That's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I'd rather do for people. You know, then they can send me gifts. But any other metric, what would they want to send me money for? What reason? If I'm not making them money, why would they want to send me money? So then why should I do this, right? If I'm not going to make any money for myself or people, why even bother, right? But I do put in the work. I do understand all the things that the stock market investing is talking about. And I know that I can put the risk reward in our favor. That's it. And I've proven it over and over and over again with my winning videos. They show this, right? But people always focus on the loss. You cannot focus on the loss. Focus on the wins. Why are we winning? Why are we losing? And when you do that, you're winning. When you're focusing on the losses and missing on the winners, and you're worrying for the wrong reasons, just think of it simple. Where else am I going to make money? Where else? Am I going to go to the casino and make the money? Am I going to go open up a business? Where are you going? What? You want to work more hours? You want to work for a company extra time? You think that's going to solve your problem, financial problems? That's going to help your health? There is no other place, people. And I knew this at 18 years of age. At 18 years of age, I understood this principle. That the work was not good. I said, I'm going to go to work. This is what I said. I was 18, and I'm going to be investing at the same time so that I'm going to make my money grow for me. And I made my first investment, guys. I tell you the story. I made 100%. It was Bally's Entertainment. I don't know if it even exists anymore. And I took the advice from a guy, I don't think he's around anymore, called John DeSauer. I don't know if anybody, John DeSauer. And when I made my first 100%, I thought I was on easy street. All I gotta do is take his advice. Lo and behold, I found out the hard way it wasn't going to be that easy. And then I went into commodities, and I can go on the story. But what I'm saying is, I knew this long time ago that this was a place that had tremendous opportunity. I knew this. And to this day, it's the same thing. And the opportunities are even more now than before. There are ways, the options probably didn't trade as well back then as they trade right now. For example, for all we know, because I wasn't trading options back then. I was just buying stocks and holding them. And I wasn't, I was just long-term trader back then. Then I went into commodities. It's a little different, right? So I can't recollect the option part because I got into options later on because I like the bigger stocks better than the cheapy stocks. And I realized you can make a lot of money with options. That's another story, people. Yeah, you need a huge amount of capital to open and run a business. Trading options exactly. So see, he knows. Listen, he knows. He's agreeing with me. Stock market investing. So that's what I've been saying all along. And any guy who knows about investing, like really understands, will tell you the same thing. Who understands, He understands about investing, right? Because I think he's a different type of trader. I'm pretty sure he's probably trading by owning the stocks and buying shares. But regardless, the work ethic is the same. You've got to have that work ethic and your strategy in place, and there you go. And then you make your money, right? But you got to work. And like I said, he knows. Like it's like you ask anybody, but you think about it, common sense. He says right there, you need a huge amount of capital to open and run a business. Trading option takes much less capital. So keep that in mind. So work, study. You're in a group. We're going to help you grow. But understand, even in businesses, they're taking losses. You think Microsoft, the big giant, aren't taking wins and losses? Like, people don't get it. That's how success comes from. But it's how big of a success you can make. And that's what we do. We catch success, people. Understand? Okay, people. I don't know. And most people come later in the night. But people, it was a really good live stream. Make sure you study it. Honestly, I put a lot of effort into this to help people. Let's make the dollar bills, people. PowerGroup Trade out. I gotta go. It's too damn late.